What it do, Z Boy Crew? We're here with another live stream for you guys today. It's a massive stream. We're going to be talking so much in depth about the Crystal Palace preview, which is happening later today. But before that, guys, do make sure to like and subscribe, post notifications on. Let's play the quick intro and let's get into it. Okay. And we're back, bringing another live stream for you guys. Hope everyone's having a good day because it is match day, ladies and gentlemen. It is the match day for the Crystal Palace preview. I mean, looking at yesterday's game, if we win, we're going to be going into playing Liverpool. But obviously, we've just came from playing Madrid. It's been a while actually since we played. It's been about 6 days. I think they're all. Yeah, actually, it's been 6 days, 5 days. So it's been a while since we played. For the boys have a massive rest because a massive rest was needed after that horrible loss in aggregate. So, but let's talk Palace. I mean, Palace, fantastic form they're in. You know, they have a fantastic coach. They got a fantastic team this season. Yes, they're mid-table, but they're a very scary team. Now, I've said throughout the week that if we win today, I would be more scared of playing. I'm more scared of playing Palace today than playing Liverpool if we win, because I'm multiple. Might as well just fucking end the stream now. I can't even talk. I've said multiple times that when Chelsea are underdogs, that we play insane football. You know, we look at Madrid. We even look at Southampton. Like Southampton, I was expecting 6-0. Like, you know, when we have these unexpected games where we don't see us winning and we don't see us getting these massive scorelines, we turn up. So I'm expecting a massive underdog us against Liverpool, and that can be a massive win. Today, though, it's going to be quite scary because today we don't know what's going to happen in terms of the lineup, the play style, the formation, because we don't know who's in and who's out. In the sense of we don't know whether we would how do I explain it? We don't know who's gonna start. Don't know who's gonna start. Um, if we start some of these players, it's gonna be a risk. Like if for example Chalobah, if you don't start some of these players like Thiago Silva, it's gonna be a massive risk as well. So there's gonna be some two sides. Tuchel's gonna have make some tough decisions today. Because it is really tough on who to pick here. Big up to Tuesdays, Sean in the house. Appreciate support from you, man. Massive big ups to you, and big up to Coachella Chelsea perspective. I'll pop the link in about 5-10 minutes, and we'll discuss the Palace game, and then obviously Coach is going to go live in 45 minutes to an hour on his Blue Morning show. So then I'll be over there, and then we'll speak about the Palace game there too. I just want to get. I lost it, but I'm going to regain. There was some article quickly if I can refind it just about the Palace game, but pretty much I'll just bring this picture up while I find it because I don't want to be looking at me too much while I find something. But obviously, you know, Palace is going to be a massive game. Like, it's an FA Cup final. Look at this poster. You know, we do see Chalobah, we do see Loftus-Cheek, we do see some more rotational players in the squad. So I'm not a big fan of Loftus-Cheek. I think he's one of the first ones to leave if we sell it in August. If we start selling people in August, I think he should be the first one to go. I don't see him staying at the club for long because I do think he's finished at this club, and I don't think he's performed as expected. You know, we're looking at the last 2 games. People go, he's been playing well. Well, I don't think they've been watching the game properly because he's been absolutely shocking. And one can never guess who's going to start on Thomas Tuchel, and that is completely correct. I mean, this year we've kind of have a great we've had a massive understanding on who's going to start most games like this year. But remember last year we would get it all wrong. Like it'll be a competition on who we think is going to start because we would never get it right. But this last year we've kind of had some understanding of who will start, who will not, just because of performances, injuries, and form. But now today, this is back to square one. It's back to 2021 where we just don't know who's gonna start. But again, I'm gonna pop the lineup when Coach Hill joins in. Whoever joins in the show, I'm gonna pop the. We'll do like a prediction lineup because obviously there's been a lot made. There's been a lot made already. Everyone has their different one. Now, obviously, the main topic, the main thing today is about Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, will Kepa start today? Well, let's have a look at it. I personally will start him. I personally will start him because I would start him because we look at Mendy, we look at Mendy's recent form, and we see how he's played in those games. His form is not up to standards of Mendy. His form has dropped to a rotational keeper in the sense that when he's playing like this, we give him a 1 game rest and bring on someone like Kepa to come and take his spot. Because I don't think people understand that Tipper can play these games and he can play at the same level of Mendy if he comes in that real mindset. Now, I said the one weakness of Kepa is Balaga, and no one's ever pointed this out. And then when I point it out, everyone agrees is that he's emotionally driven. Kepa is emotionally driven to the point that if he makes one save, like a fantastic save, he'll have confidence for the rest of the game, and he'll be making saves left, right, center. However, if he makes a major mistake, his confidence is gonna drop. Now, he hasn't started since the Carabao Cup final. Like, he should have started way, 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 way soon. Like, he should have started Brentford. There was many games he should have started, and we took the consequence and the risk of it of playing Mendy. Now, should we done that? Yes, we could have, but there were consequences to it, and we found out those consequences. Like, look at Madrid. He made that massive mistake, and then when he made that mistake, people will still justify how, Kepa would have been there, would have been 5-0. No, if Kepa was on that pitch against Madrid, we would have still been in the tie. Second game, that's ifs, buts, and when. That's if, buts, and how, I should say. Because we don't know if Kepa would have saved these shots. But we can 100% agree he would have saved that mistake Mendy did. If we talk about second leg, I personally would have said that Kepa would have done a little bit better of a job because I think he would have been more confident on the ball. Because looking at Mendy, he was very drained, and from that his reflection time was so slow. Like we saw the second goal, like he could have got to it. The first goal, it went right above him, and he does this all the time when it goes right above him, and he never makes those saves. But Kepa apparently can't save long shots. That's what I've been hearing. But yeah, personally, I want Kepa to start. I think it will be better for the team if Kepa starts. Because it's just not the right game for Mendy. I think we keep Mendy for Arsenal. Obviously, if we win Arsenal will probably be our top. That won't be regaining third, and I think we've got top four secured, which means they might have a chance for fourth. But I mean, top three will be secured first, guys. If you guys haven't already, guys, do make sure to like the stream now. We're on 5 likes. We've got 4 people watching. Smash the like button right now. Subscribe if you're new, so we can grow the stream. But I'm going to reiterate what I've just said again. Kepa must start. Must. And when it hits that 1 hour mark before the game, if I don't see Kepa, I'm going to be very disappointed. That people asked me this yesterday, like, what will happen when he starts? Well, I would be upset, but I'll be worried. Like, okay, Kepa doesn't start. I'm more focused on the game. I don't want Kepa to start because I'm emotionally driven by him. No, he should start because his performance will be better than many. That's what I care about most. Whoever's going to perform better on that pitch should start, and Kepa is one of them. If Mendy starts, I'm going to be very, very worried. I'm going to be worried on how he's going to perform playing 4 games in a row out of form, how he's going to perform against Palace. Palace, their front three is very, very good. Now, I want to bring up the Palace probable lineup, and we'll see what they have, and we'll kind of go off that because they will have the same lineup pretty much. Like they don't really change it. Obviously, Prem is before this as well, but this is the only kind of big game on today. The rest is a bit smaller, but let's bring up this screen, guys. Also, like the stream. Appreciate Coachella for reminding people. I'll get the lines in 5 minutes. I'll just go through this, and then we'll get Coachella in. Have a massive discussion there. But we look at Crystal Palace. Just a minute. Arteta, Zaha, and Ayu are most likely going to be the starting people. I mean, I don't see anyone else from them. Maybe we can see what's his name? The other one, Johnson, not Johnson. What's his name? Oh, Olis is injured, but there's another one, the new one they signed. But Olis again, I think he's a massive miss as well for them. He's been fantastic. And we're looking at here as well. The FA Cup, Lukaku has somehow got the highest rating, 3 goals in it, 4 matches played, FA Cup. I said I want Lukaku to start, not because of his stats, not because of how well he's playing, it's because Havertz needs a rest. Now, I don't want to deep dive into too much. I want to look at our attack because I'm looking at why Kepa should start. Now, we're looking at Iowa, Matita, and Zaha. These are fantastic players, and we're glad Gallagher isn't playing, or we will be even immortal. But these players tend to have shots, like they're not afraid to have a shot. they would have a shot outside the box. They would have they would toe poke if they have to just to get a shot on target. And that's what I'm scared of Mendy is because when he played against Southampton, people go, "Oh, but Mendy made this fantastic save." Exactly, he did because he didn't have anything to do. He was. It's like stamina. His stamina bar was at the max against Southampton because he didn't need to use any energy. But when we're looking at Madrid, he was dropping that stamina because he was using it non-stop. And when he gets to the end of the stamina, he can't make the saves he would when he's in that top stamina. It's kind of a video game reference if you get what I'm saying. Big up to Suffix Adil as well in the chat. Appreciate you joining. If you're new, make sure to like, subscribe, post notifications on. And let me know if you want Kepa to start as well because I want to get everyone's thoughts on this because again, it's a massive risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take on this point. So again, we're looking at their front three, and they're going to be taking shots. Again, as I said, they're taking shots, and when Mendy gets a lot of shots on him, and I've seen this recently, and it's more of a theory. I don't think it's not proven. It's more of a theory of mine where when he gets a lot of shots on him, he tends to make a lot of slip ups, and when he's under pressure from these shots, that's when the slip up happens. That's what we saw in Madrid. Benzema had 4 or 5 shots before. Remember Jorginho was tracking back to help Mendy out. Reece James would clear the ball and all this whatever. And Mendy would still make these minor mistakes, but that major mistake from Mendy was just for me. It was just personally I wouldn't have started him that Brentford game, and I possibly would have had a spoke to him and then started him that Madrid game because definitely I would have started Mendy in the Madrid game, but this is a must win for Kepa and for Chelsea. And we're looking at the insides. Chelsea haven't lost to Palace in 9 of their last meetings. That's a massive record. And today I'm feeling the most scared of it because again, Palace just have a great team. Like Mitchell's been fantastic this season. Gahey's been fantastic this season. Their front three's been fantastic. Great has been fantastic. Where are they in the ladder? I think they're like 11th on the table. And here's another guy. Here's another thing, guys. Anthony Taylor's the referee. They're 13th. Like, they don't act like they're a 13th team. Like they act very like good. They're very good. But guys, here's another thing. Anthony Taylor is the referee. Now I've said I don't think this scares me that much because last time we played him, when he went Liverpool, he was okay. I think we got to focus on our performances. We've got to focus on our lineups before we focus on the referee because that's the last thing we should always be worrying about because he's not going to lose the game for us. I think it's not an overreaction, but I react the same way. I hate Anthony Taylor. I think he is very biased to us, but that's our last problem. Our first problem should be looking at this team structure, looking at the team lineup, looking at how we're going to beat this team, and then we can focus on that. But obviously, the injured player, Ross Barkley's out. I didn't even know that. Lukaku is out. I thought he was back in training. I'm pretty sure he's back. Hudson-Odoi, obviously Chiba. And then for them is Will Hughes. I think that might be a major miss for them because they have no substitute for a DM. Ferguson has been out for a lot, and Olis, which is a massive miss for them. I think Eze still playing for them? Because if he, let's have a look if he's still playing. So and look, they've been in very good form. Like wow, like their form has been fantastic. Like look, these aren't small teams. These are big teams. Like 0-0 against City. Like we haven't draw against City. Like they're gonna be a very tough team to beat. Like it's nothing easy. I'm looking for Eze. Yes, Eze is, and he came on and he did well. So he will be a super sub for them definitely. The bench as well. It's Edward, and Eze probably the only good super subs there. The rest not looking too scary at all. But again, they've got a fantastic, and they could have won this game if they scored the penalty. I think Zaha missed it or Mateta, not too sure. But they could have won that game. So again, it's not like they haven't been doing well. They've been doing very, very well. We're just gonna make sure we're up to standard with them when we match their we oh my god, we match their like intensity because if we drop the intensity, then man, I don't know how we're gonna be doing well in this game because when we don't have intensity, we don't play that well. But hopefully, we can get some intensity, get some hang on, let me just get some shots on goals because that's what we need the most. And looking at last game and the previous games that we've scored, I think 9 goals in our last 2 games. I think it was 9 goals, 6 and 3. That has been a decent positive for Chelsea. Like we have started scoring goals. And hopefully our front three can execute that because that's gonna be our main way of winning, if you like, or not. But let me just get the link for the thing. I'm gonna share on Twitter, guys. Do make sure you go follow the Twitter at zvoy on Twitter. Um, just going to some people tagged. People know that we're live. Um, give me a sec, guys. All right. Let me pop the link in if anyone wants to jump in. Obviously, first, let me get that picture because it's been everywhere. But everyone's already seen it. Let me get it up. Where is it? Oh, I can't even get it up. Oh, cause of the fucking. I have to buy. I haven't bought the thing yet. I still haven't bought the goddamn full version of Streamer, so I'll have to get that soon. But yeah, this is the probable lineup now. When if some people jump in, we'll talk about the Chelsea lineup. But I'll just finish up on the Crystal Palace lineup because yes, they're gonna be coming at us hard. You know, they got a fantastic lineup. It's gonna be a scary game, and I'll read myself to the new people who join that I think this game is gonna be harder than the Liverpool game if we make it, because Crystal Palace again they're the underdogs in this situation, and I think Crystal Palace and Chelsea mirror the same aspect. When we're underdogs, that we perform highly, um, highly better than usual. And we can look at Crystal Palace's previous record, this last 5 games. Like I just showed you the last 5 games. The last 5 games, they've been outstanding. So again, it's gonna be a hard match for Chelsea. The only thing I can see us doing is getting, as I said, a lot of shots, but it's who's gonna score that. Who? Who am I confident who's gonna come in this team and score it? Let me just get that. Let me just get that record for Palace that they've just had. Yeah, this is a 2-0 against Wolves, 0-0 against City, 4-0 against Everton, 3-0 against Villa, Arsenal, and 2-1. So they've scored pretty much nearly every single game, and that means we're going to have our defense and our keeper situation up to standards. Because if we don't, that's when we're going to fail the most. But let's talk Chelsea now. Let's talk Chelsea. We've talked Palace, fantastic team, but we're obviously the better team in this situation. And I do think we've got 11 people on this pitch, and the four superstars we have on bench are still better than all these players. We can put all the players in the Crystal Palace team. We can start, Jorginho, and we'll still be confident. We can start Werner, and I'll still be confident. Like I'm not going to be very fussed about the lineup in the terms of ability. I'm more focused on the current form and the current injury news. Like I said, Silva must not start this game. He's been played way too much. He's overplayed. Playing him in this game is going to do what we just did to Mendy, and he's going to make major mistakes if he continues this form. Because when he's tired, he's not going to be playing well. Look at him in the last 4 or 5 games. We've had very important games in the last 4 or 5 games, but he hasn't been outstanding. And when he hasn't been outstanding, we've seen a couple players drop. Like in the first game, Rudiger wasn't there. Christensen wasn't there when Thiago Silva wasn't there. But we're lucky Rudiger has some leadership in him that he can take that initiative and play as a leader role in the centre back. Big up to Claps in the chat here. Hope you're well, Claps. Do make sure to like the stream. If you want to come jump on, I just pop the link in the in the chat here if you want to join. But big up to Claps. And what's your thoughts? Do you want Mendy or Kepa starting as well? Subscribe if you're new. Guys, I'm telling you, we can get 300 subs by the end of the month. Like it's 100%. Smash the like button, subscribe, share. Share. It's the most important one to share as well because we're on 229 right now. Started about a month ago. So it's going good. So let's hit 300 subs. Make sure to like, subscribe, and when you like, subscribe, you can come on, join the panel like we did, like we do. So when we don't did, we do. But yeah, I got yes sir in here. Yes sir, what you saying? Yes sir. Can't hear yes sir. All right, bring Coachella in. Got Coachella. Coachella, man. How you doing? What are you saying?
Bro,
Go on, Coachella. Sorry, you there? Hello?
you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Hello.
How you doing, man?
All good, cause you're all good. Hope you're well. Yeah. What are your thoughts? I mean, you're gonna obviously discuss this a lot on your stream. We'll brief about this now, but what's your expectation for this upcoming game?
I mean, that is the situation we found ourselves in defines the importance of the game. We're no longer in the Champions League. We're no longer in the Carabao Cup. So this is like, it's not like if we lose this game, we'll complete the season without a trophy. We have a trophy already, the Club World Cup. But it's important that we win at this one because it's a huge competition in England, and I don't think he would take chances. Um, I think, given the importance, given that he hasn't won it, I think he will start whatever lineup you can bring out and say this is our best. I don't see him risking a Jorginho. I don't see him risking Jorginho because he wants to win this one really, and this is not a game that I think Jorginho will do well in. I could be wrong, but because I've watched Crystal Palace a lot, they press very well. They press aggressively. They don't just press aggressively, they press strategically. So, and if you've been paying attention to our team this past few months, you will see that we have a team that, falters or finds it difficult to progress the ball whenever we play against teams that press aggressively. And that's how Crystal Palace. That's how they've been able to get good results against big teams, especially their game against Manchester City. If you watch them, you see yes they've done quite well.
Yeah, no, I obviously just brought up that stat that they drew to Man City. Like we haven't drew to Man City this season, yeah, and you're right. Their intensity is fantastic. They're always pushing the ball. Like they are very hungry to win this trophy.
Hmm.
Obviously, they've never won a major trophy ever, and this is the closest they've got to it ever. Like this, they've never got this
Hmm.
close to FA Cup final. So they're going to be going hard for us. And then you said we need to play a strong lineup, but we also need to take caution in not in the looking at the future, but looking in this game. We've got to take caution with some of these players. Like, have they been overplayed? Are they going to come into this game and perform like they usually will? So, who is some aspects that you might sub? Because you said Jorginho won't be starting. So, who would you be seeing in the midfield, in the two midfield,
I think
Kovacic
this
and
the two sixes. I'm not sure if our Muslim brothers are still fasting. Um, because that's the
yeah, they
reason. That
are.
was one of the main reasons why Kante didn't look at his best against Real Madrid. I think the fast ended just about 30 minutes or 15 minutes before the game. And that's not time enough for you to eat something, for whatever you eat to be digested and then be processed to replenish the energy you need to be fully
Mm.
focused because hunger can impair your judgment.
But Sheila, sorry, I just want to say, don't you? Because last year he did it. Last year he was fasting. Last year when we versed Madrid, him and Mendy. Wouldn't you say it'll be the same now?
it cannot be the same all the time. Sometimes it just depends. I don't know, but that's a fact. I forget a lot of people given a mistake, given his performance, especially that mistake when he tried to lob the ball over Real Madrid attacker, but they stopped it and Camados and scored. That mistake, first of all, started by Mendy misplacing his distribution.
Mm.
If you paid attention,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't even blame him. Had we won that game, people will be coming out and saying what a masterclass by Kante because he did quite well in terms of protecting our defense. Actually, so it's just the way reactionary comments and you know that's very common about with the Chelsea fans. So I think he's fine. I think he starts this game.
For me, I wouldn't start Kante and Prime. It is right. Prime. He is fasting. Yes, he is. Mendy, Rudiger, and Sa are all fasting. So Kante, Rudiger, Mendy, and Sa are all fasting. But I don't see Kante playing this game. I do see Jorginho, Kovacic playing this game because, as you said, like they're gonna be pressing us. They're gonna be high intensity. Yes,
Hmm.
Jorginho is low, but at least he covers that space where they don't move so quickly because he covers it. As we saw from like the Real Madrid game, Kante tried to chip. That chip didn't work out. They had that space to come through. If that was Jorginho in the same position, he would slow the ball, slow it down. He might pass it back. People were bagging for it, but when we're winning like that in those type of games, that's when he's needed. Now, I agree. Personally, if it was this game, this wouldn't be a Jorginho start for me. But I think because of Kante's previous games, I wouldn't. But would you see any aspects like in the centre backs or in the striker and in the keepers? Because we'll get into the lineup in depth in a bit. Like we'll get the prediction lineup and we'll make it and all that. But do you see any major changes happening elsewhere?
No, I didn't see that happening. Again, the fact that we lost that semi-final two-leg match against Real Madrid makes this one an even more important game. Had we progressed to the semi-finals of the Champions League, we wouldn't even be, so many players will be dropped to the bench for others to start this game. So this is more like our biggest opportunity to win another trophy this season again. So I don't
Mm.
see too many changes, honestly, except if somebody's injured. And remember, they've had a few days to rest,
Yeah,
so
about
there's
five
no
days. Yeah.
excuse. Yeah, exactly. So I don't see too many changes.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I do see a couple changes because again, this is a must win. You're right. Like this, we have to win this game. And I was speaking to Andreas Corson about this, and he had a good point that Thiago Silva needs to win a trophy as well in a domestic cup. Like he hasn't won one yet. He's been in like three of them, and he hasn't won. So I want him to win one as well in this cup. But I also want our team to be at its best ability. Hence why I wouldn't start Thiago Silva. I wouldn't start Kante. I wouldn't start Havertz. I wouldn't start Mendy because we have these rotational players. Yes, they're not the best, like these starter players, like Silva, like Havertz, like Mendy. However, they can come in these games and get the job done. And I am confident in someone like Kepa to come in and do and get the job done. Because Mendy, love it or not, he's been horrible the last couple games. Silva, fantastic player. I will start him this game, but will he come in this game and perform like he will in other games? I'm not too sure. I don't see it. I think he's been overused. I think he's been overplayed. I think this game he comes in, I think this game kills it for him. Same with Kante. Same with Havertz. Havertz played 120 minutes. Silva played 120 minutes. Kante played he played 120 minutes as well. So I don't know. I don't see it in that aspect. But if you want to add to Coachella, would you want this to be a win for Chelsea? Do you want us to go full out in this one and full out in Liverpool? Because we have Arsenal coming up as well midweek.
We have to. Midweek is what day? Wednesday,
Midweek, I
right?
think Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a long way from now. They have enough time to rest. Probably get a break, get
Mm.
a day break before they resume training again. We have to look, Matt. Again, the loss again. I'm going to repeat myself. To Real Madrid has upped the stakes for us to win this match and get to the finals. I don't think I think Thiago Silva starts. He's had a few days. All of them has had a few days to rest. That's a good thing. It
Mm.
wasn't like it was played 2 days after or so. So again, I think he starts. His presence makes a huge difference. And remember, I don't know how to phrase it. There's a way he plays. He plays. He doesn't use so much of his energy when he plays.
Yeah.
All he needs is to be available mentally, and it's fine because he doesn't run too much.
Mm.
Even though you'll be quicker than him, you won't even get a chance to race against him, let alone outpace him, because he's always in the right position at the right time. So it's not about pace for him. It's about his mental availability. And if he's, I think for a few days now, I think he should be mentally strong to start this game, and I think he will start.
Yeah. And as I said, I would when I see that lineup, when I see his name there, if he's there, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't be concerned for him and
Mm-hmm.
Havertz. However, if I think Kante and Mendy's name is on that lineup sheet, I would be very concerned because Havertz, yep, he's young. He's got the young feet. As much as I wouldn't want him to start because I want him to maybe rest, come on 60th minute. Yes, he's our main player, and I think he definitely should start. However, obviously we spoke about this throughout the week. We've been speaking about this non-stop, but Kepa starting this game. Would you start him for this game against Mendy? And big up to Fahim. Fahim, the links in the pinned if you want to join. Make sure to like, subscribe if you're new as well, guys.
Here's the thing. You know my opinion about how Tuchel has handled the selection of both keepers. His selection of both goalkeepers has been shocking.
Yep.
He's made the other one. to possibly feel like he's the king. No matter what happens, he starts. He's made the other one feel like he's nonsense. That even at his best, whenever the other one is available, he's never going to get a chance to start. So again, it's difficult to say. That treatment of Kepa Arrizabalaga has shown that Thomas Tuchel doesn't really trust Kepa. So given the size of this game or the occasion, I doubt if he's going to start Kepa Arrizabalaga because he doesn't trust him. But then again, I recognize that it's a huge risk. At the same time, we have to go by the pattern of how what the manager has done, which is never, dropping what's his name, Mendy, even when he's shocking, even when he's averaging a single mistake since that mistake against West Ham United. So I'm not sure really. It's a tough one. I'd start Kepa, but I don't think Kepa at Chelsea right now will be in the right mindset because it's been established he's only important when Mendy isn't available. That's when he's trusted. So I wouldn't know if I think it's difficult to say, but I think he's going to start Mendy probably.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's spot on with the point that the treatment with the two keepers and Kepa seemed to be this keeper that comes in when Mendy's not available, and that just pushes him to leave more in August. As much as I want him to stay, if we can drop his wages, I think it'd be fantastic. But he's likely not going to be staying anytime soon, as much as we want to like or not. But if
Because he
he
wants to
plays
go to
his
the
game,
World Cup,
yeah,
there's a chance he drops his wages.
yeah, if he wants to go World Cup, then yeah, he can drop his wages, or he'll go to a team like Sevilla or something and perform like crazy there. But he should be in these type of games. This is what we do. Like, look at Pep last night. He started Zach Steffen. Like you got to give trust in these second keepers. He didn't do well. That's all right. He moves on. Zach Steffen's a fantastic keeper as well. He does good in games. Doesn't do in some games. Kepa, however, doesn't hasn't been bad in a game this season. He started under Tuchel. Like people don't realize this. Like all they look is that they look at the Carabao Cup final. They look that a keeper was supposed to come on this pitch and score a penalty. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
people was expecting him to get that goal. I wasn't expecting him to get that goal. I was upset because of it because it doesn't make sense. Why would you sub on a keeper when that game he should have started? So yeah, the treatment is very bad for Kepa. Will he start this game? I think if he doesn't, I think it's going to be a major issue. But we'll see from that. But let's get up the prediction lineup. We'll make it now. But in the meantime, looking at Palace, are you scared of Palace in any other way? You said the intensity. You said the way they press. Are you scared probably about their attack or their defense in any type of form?
I think they're well equipped in every department. They haven't spent millions to buy these players, but they play as a unit, and that's very important in every team in football. That is the most important thing is to play as a unit, defend as a unit, attack as a unit, and those are the things they do very very well. They don't create too many chances, but they can put away chances.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't say I'm scared. I would say I respect them. The only aspect of this game that I'm concerned about is the charity FC factor because it is well and truly in existence. In the sense that when you see a team you think Chelsea will mop the floor with, they end up underperforming. When you see a team that you think will destroy Chelsea, like the second leg of the game against Real Madrid, people thought they didn't destroy us. We outplayed them. We
Yep.
didn't just play with balance. We're so focused on attacking that when we should have at least paid attention defensively, we didn't. But that's by the way. My point is, given that they are a smaller team, I think that we still have a lot of, you could say, not too many young players in the team, but I think that we haven't overcome that mentality to not take smaller teams seriously until it's a bit too late during the match. So I think I wouldn't say I fear them, but I respect them, and hopefully our team also respects them and see them as giant killers that they are.
Mm.
Because they've proven that against big teams in the Premier League. Look at where they are at the table. If we take them seriously, then we'll beat them. If we can beat them as that is destroy them just as we did against Southampton. But if we come into this game with the mentality, oh, it's Crystal Palace, we've won already, then they're gonna shock us.
Yeah, 100% agree. As I said, when we're underdogs, we are our ability to win is so much easier. Yeah, we look at Madrid, we even look at Southampton. Like we were expecting maybe to get a 1-0, like to scrape a win, and
Mm-hmm.
we dominated them. So when we're underdogs, we do play a lot better. But let's look at the prediction lineup here. Looking like it's gonna be three at the back. I mean, I could see a four possibly, but again, we play better in a three attacking wise. But what position or formation would you go for? Three or four?
I think it would be what was it again? A
Three at the back.
four,
Three
one,
five.
two.
Three 4-3. So
No, 3-4-1-2. I think. Yeah.
yeah, so pretty much 3-4-3 formation. So we'll start from the back. Now, for me, obviously, I think Kepa starts this game. I would start him. I've already obviously explained why. Who would you start?
In goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, given the Thomas Tuchel's behavior towards those two goalkeepers, if Kepa starts, I will be surprised, but I think his Mendy will start.
I'll put him in there. All right, back three. Left hand side, I think for me it's Rudiger.
Obviously.
I mean, he's another one. He's been used a lot, but I think he's been used so much that he's used to playing 6 7 games in a row, and then having a rest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this game he comes in obviously as a starter here. Now we've got two more. We've got we have Aspie who can play Aspie, Chalobah, Christensen, Thiago Silva, and Sa as our back options. Who would you start in the middle?
It is Thiago Silva.
Yeah, I'll go with Silva. Might as well. Silva here. Where is he? There he is. Now on the right we've got Christensen, Chalobah, or Sa.
Christensen.
Yeah, I think Christensen comes in. Even though he's been on bad form, I mean, might as well just play him. I don't think he's. I wouldn't say Chalobah's better, but I would say he's probably on the same level as Chalobah if Chalobah is on form. I think when
Mm-hmm.
Chalobah was on form, he was killing it, and I think at the moment, I think AC is better than him at the moment. Right wing back, I think obviously goes to Reece James. Gonna put
Yeah,
him there.
definitely.
Yeah, must player, very important player in our team at the moment. Now we've got the two midfielders. Now, for me, I would put Kovacic obviously, and I would put Jorginho. Who would you put?
No, I think it's going to be Kovacic and Kante. That's what I think, but I could, you know how what Tuchel does.
I
He
think
does his thing.
for me, I think for this game, I think we're looking at it right now. We're looking, okay, yeah, it's an FA Cup semi final. It's important, but I wouldn't start my starting 11. And I can take the risk of playing someone like Jorginho in a game like this where he can turn up. Like, he plays these big games. And it gives him an option to give Kante rest because we have a player like Jorginho who can come in and still perform. But I'll put Kante in because we'll see what happens there. Now on the left, I think Marcus Alonso. I think after last game, I think he deserves a spot in this team
Yeah,
at the very moment after that last
he
performance.
deserves it. Plus, again, I think we scapegoated the guy a lot. The truth is, the primary responsibility of our wing backs isn't to defend. As long as
Mm.
he's fit enough to run or to always get in the box, I think he should start. He's a fine finisher, and also he's a fine passer of the ball. If you pay attention to his passes in terms of especially when he drifts into the midfield.
Yeah, and I think another thing is well, he doesn't track back as much. Sometimes you see me possibly walking back. And I think he's been fantastic for Chelsea like, over the years. Recently, obviously he's been getting old. He hasn't been as well, but he's performing now. Contract extensions. Someone was saying no, not yet, and not anytime soon because
Thomas Tuchel will
we
probably do that because of his experience.
possibly. But if we can get someone else in, I would get someone else. Actually, let's have a look at this. How old? is Marcos Alonso right now? I think he's 32. He's 31, and birthday's in December, so he'd be 32 at the end of the year. Which makes him old, but um, still not the. I'm just comparing him to Aspilicueta quickly, who's 30. He's 32 as well. So him and Aspi pretty much the same age, and we're
Hmm.
looking at moving on Aspilicueta as well. So only Tuchel can decide what happens in this one because yeah, we can possibly see
I don't
something
think
from him in the
Chelsea are
future.
looking to move Aspilicueta on.
I mean, at the moment, we just sign a contract extension for him for another season. I think we
Yeah,
just
he's the
yeah,
one
so
looking to move on if Chelsea doesn't want to talk.
yeah. And I think maybe after next season we can possibly see him because I do think this season he's been on a bit of a decline. In my opinion, I think Aspilicueta has been on a decline. I'm not saying he's finished at the moment, not yet, but I think maybe give it one more season. I think after that he'll be gone. But everyone, guys, if you're new, guys, let me know your thoughts on the lineup. We got 5 people in here. If you guys are new, make sure to do like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, going to be on Choice Perspectives channel straight after this, so make sure to go check out that one as well. It's right here in the chat. You click on the profile and it takes you right to it. How many likes? We're running 8 likes right now, guys. So 2 more likes till 10. But obviously the front three now. This one can be a bit tricky. Who would you go for? We'll start on the right. So we've got Mount, Werner, Havertz, Ziyech,
That is
Lukaku.
possibly the only place I think he will make a change just to rest the mount. I think Ziyech the start. I think,
Really?
yeah, I think Werner start. He wouldn't want to break Werner's confidence. He's high on confidence now. He's
Yeah, yeah.
proven that it wasn't just because he was Southampton. It wasn't a fluke. His confidence is back, and you have to keep up playing him so that it gets to a level where even if it drops, it will be momentary. It will be just for a few period of time. So I
Mm.
think Werner starts. I think you need one more person, right?
So we've got.
Yeah, I
You
think
said here. You said Ziyech. You said Ziyech here.
mhm. Werner.
Werner, and then who up front? Havertz or Lukaku?
I think that's it. If Lukaku is fit, I think he may well rest Havertz. But I don't think this is the placement. I think right now we're playing one behind the two up front. So it's probably Lukaku and Werner up with one number 10 behind them.
So you want here and number 10 here? So you're saying?
Number 10 behind the two strikers.
Also,
I
you want
think
to play?
that's, yeah, I think he's starting to deploy Timo with someone else and then someone else behind them.
So who would play here? Ziyech.
Yeah, possibly. He can play that there too, although it's
Oh,
not his
sorry. You
best.
said here. Who? Sorry, who was up here? Havertz.
Yeah, no, Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Let's see what I think he may. Yeah, because the Arsenal. Let's see what happens. You never know.
Yeah. So this is pop up. Cachilla's lineup here. He's popped back three. Big up to Ty as well in the chat here. Ty as well. The links in the pin if you want to join and come through. But he's popped a 3-5-2. Rudiger, Thiago, Christensen, Reece, Kante, Kovacic, Alonso, Werner, Ziyech, and Lukaku. Now, yeah, I think this lineup's pretty good. I mean, looking at who we're versing, I mean, Palace, yes, fantastic team. But as I said, looking at our top 15 players, anyone coming in this team is good enough to verse Palace. Even shit cheeks can come in and play someone like this. As much as I don't want him to start this game, however, if it was for me, what I would think is I would remove Ziyech here. Now I will put Mount. For me, I think Mount, yes, needs a rest, but I think he's I'm comparing him and Havertz. I think he's capable enough to play another game, and then we rest him for Arsenal. And I would put Jorginho here because again I don't think Kante starts the game, and I would oh the hell
Here's the thing. I wouldn't
shit.
even be surprised if Loftus-Cheek starts. It's the same position he
Yeah,
played
me
the
either.
last two games.
I mean, me, I personally wouldn't start off this cheek. I wouldn't want to see Kovacic. I think Kovacic is a player where you need someone to because he kind of gets not lost, but he gets lost in his own thoughts. Like he's so embedded in the game. He's so I'm gonna get this play. I'm gonna get this play. That he really he forgets where his positioning is, And I
Mm-hmm.
can't know what type of player Kovacic is because the teammates who's like that. Like they just get so embedded in the game that they forget their position, they forget where they are, and that's good in a player. But you need someone next to him who can be like, who can kind of track back with him, go in his position and cover his position while he's up there. And Loftus Cheek, Saul, Barkley are not players who can do that. Jorginho and Kante are the only ones who can do that. And that's why I said I think I can only see Jorginho and Kovacic playing together. I can never see Loftus and Kovacic ever playing together. So I want Kovacic to start this game. So personally, I wouldn't start Kovacic. Sorry, I wouldn't start Loftus Cheek, because I think this guy's finished. I mean, personally, he's had so much. He's had a lot of years at Chelsea. Yes, he's a good player. If he did bad at Fulham, why would we assume he would do well at Chelsea? He came in from October. He played his natural position. He played 2 good games. After that, he was dead average. Now he's been playing shit, and people still think he's doing well. I don't understand that. I think Southampton, he had 3 good games, Southampton, and then back in October, November. But I want to hear your thoughts, Coach Hiller. What do you see Loftus Cheek? Where do you see him? Do you see him as a starting player, rotational player, or do you see him not being at Chelsea anymore?
He will remain at Chelsea. I think he's a Thomas Tuchel's type of player at that flair.
Mm,
And I think he's one of the best creators in the team, actually, if you pay attention. For instance, our first goal against Southampton was his vision to lob the ball, even though he was close enough for that defender to stop it, to find Mason Mount even before Mason situates properly in the box, in the box of Southampton. He found them with the ball and isolated every other Southampton defender except the guy that was behind the Mason Mount. He's that good. Plus some fine crosses he put in too. I think it's not over for him. There's still a chance. My worry is just for Thomas Tuchel to find a permanent position for him as soon as possible and stop playing him in different positions every time. That doesn't help matters. But I think he will be all right. I don't think Chelsea will sell him.
Yeah, I think people say yeah he's a versatile player. I agree, but he's a versatile player in a point where he can't play this position. Yes, he can play right wing back. Is he good at it? No.
Mm-hmm.
His only position is a midfielder. Yes, he can play a 10. I think a 10's yes his natural position, but he can also play midfielder. He can play as an 8, possibly sometimes as a 6. Does he play well on that? No. It's just that he can fill in that spot and do an average job at it. Yes, I
Yeah.
think that's good, but we've also
Mm-hmm.
got players like Jorginho who can come in, play in his natural position, and turn up even better. So I think he's a good player, but I don't see him in this Chelsea squad. We need to start getting rid of this dead wood. Barkley and Loftus are 2 midfielders who need to go. I mean, bring in Tuchemeni, and we will have a team like Man City because we will have someone like Kovacic and Tuchemeni as our starting midfielders. And then when we need to rest them, we've got Kovacic, so we've got Kante and Jorginho on the bench. That
Mm-hmm.
makes our first starters being a rotational player. That's very strong. That's what I want to build in our midfield because we need these players. Looking at it now, we've got Jorginho and Kovacic right now in the field. We look on our bench, we've got Loftus Cheek and Saul. Like I think Saul's a great player, but I don't think he's been given the opportunity. However, we look at again Barkley, Loftus. Like we don't have those options who can come in and make a first team appearance. Ty says it's a key note that Loftus Cheek was nearly sent on loan with Barkley in August. I mean, he was. He went to Fulham and then he came back, and then I don't think anyone was interested in him in January. Barkley and Loftus-Cheek were on a verge of leaving on a permanent and loan, respectfully. I remember, yeah, back when before Fulham, we were going to get Loftus on permanent deal, but we didn't. Same as Barkley, we didn't. We sent Barkley to Villa. Barkley had 1.5 good games at Villa and then shut down from there. But he is out for this one, Barkley. So it is a shame. We're going to miss him on this one. But just to kind of end the note on the midfielder note, looking at the midfielders, do you think we need to get rid of any midfielders? Like take away Barkley? Do you think we need to get rid of any other midfielders this August?
We need to. We need to get rid of Barkley, especially who is. I don't see anybody else you can say until we're ready. We'll bring somebody in, but Barkley needs
Yep.
to leave. He's proven to be surplus to requirement. The Tuchel doesn't even start him, even when you think we're very short in that area. It's very difficult also because it's on higher salary, so high wage. So yeah, Barkley, I think should leave. It would be good for him. It would be good for the club. It remains to be seen whether he takes a wage cut or whether any club is willing to, pay him how much he earns currently at Chelsea and take him on loan. That remains to be seen.
I mean, because yeah, we technically look at it. No one really wants Barkley. I mean, as much as we want to get rid of
Mm-hmm.
him, I really don't see him leaving um in August because we have a massive deadwood. We got massive like all over our team. People on loan like this deadwood isn't gonna get all in August. It's gonna take us years, and we should have started this back last year when we had the chance. We could have got rid of Barkley for just pennies. We should have done it.
Mm-hmm.
At least some contracts are ending. We're getting rid of Drinkwater. His contract's finally ending. I think I'm actually not sure. I think Barkley's contract ends in. Let me have a look quickly. Barkley contract. Uh, we signed him the 2023 next year. So yeah, Bakayoko will return to Chelsea next season, so we need to sell him. Another one, Bakayoko. We got Batshuayi returning. We've got just them two, and I think Zappa Costa Drinkwater finally gone. So we've just got Bakayoko, Drinkwater, Barkley, who 100% need to go, and then we've obviously got some deadwood. Like, would you classify Werner as someone who needs to go in August?
Classify who?
Werner.
No, I don't think it's going anywhere.
Do you see him
It's not.
staying for another season?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not gonna happen. I think it's not. It's not going anywhere. We've seen, again. He's proven once again that he's got it in him, and I think Thomas Tuchel has handled it very well. He's scolded him when he should, pamper
Hmm.
him when he should, and we're seeing the result. This is no time to let him go. I think if we do, we will most definitely regret it.
I think yeah, we look at the recent times, recent two games, and yeah, he's done fantastic. I
Hmm.
wouldn't sell him if we don't get any other options because as much as I want to just start getting rid of it, like our Deadwood, I want to get rid of Werner, possibly ZH, possibly Pulisic. That's but I think Werner's the first one on that list to go if anyone gets sold in our front line because Werner has been here for 2 years. He hasn't really turned up. Like, yes, he's won us a Champions League. Yes, he's done good. That's fantastic. But it wasn't what we bought him from, and we need to technically move on and get someone who we were looking for because he can't. He doesn't do this every single game. We need someone consistent. Like Mount's now coming consistent. Havertz coming consistent. Like we need that final third position to have someone consistent. I said last year that I wouldn't go for anyone because we've got Ziyech, Pulisic, and Werner, and we got people who we can train. We can invest in training and get them up. That hasn't worked because now we'll have Pulisic will have a 3 run game. Ziyech will play good for 3 games. Now Werner going to play good for 3 games, and we watch. As soon as he gets subbed off, he finally gets taken off. I think that form drops, and I think we don't see him on that pitch anymore because he's a different creature, man. Like he'll play one good game, and then next he won't even have a shot on target. So he's a weird player. But quickly, I want to just quickly talk about Lukaku as well. I mean PSG. Um, 300K for him. Would you get rid of Lukaku if that offer comes in?
You said PSG are doing what?
PSG are looking to kind of get Lukaku to Raiola. Is going to be his
I
new
don't
agent?
believe that. Who would?
No, so
How much?
hypothetically, hypothetically,
Yeah,
I'm
if
not
they
sure. I think
are,
it's
yeah,
let's say
I'd
30
let them
million.
go straight up.
Mm,
If they want to
yeah,
let him go straight up because it hasn't worked. And now it's again, I'm going to reiterate something I've been saying for a while before people start calling me a Lukaku hater. It's not because he's a bad player, but it's simple. It is just because he doesn't fit the way Thomas Tuchel plays. And as long as
yeah.
Thomas Tuchel is here, Lukaku, we're not going to see that Lukaku we saw at Inter Milan. Accommodating Lukaku means us sacrificing our identity as a team and start being a counter-attacking team. And I don't see that happening.
Ties also just said Baba Rahman and Costello left backs. I forgot about Baba Rahman as well. But no, good point about Lukaku as well. Like, yeah, he's not a bad player. Like, he can turn up if he wants to, but he's yes, he's not in the right structure. I agree, but for a player who's 100 million, he should be turning up in this structure. Like, if he was someone like Werner, like I'm not blaming Werner that our structure's not part of it because we paid 50 million for him. However, someone like Lukaku, who's experienced, who's at his prime, who's 100 million pounds. He should be coming in and performing like he's a Greek god, but he hasn't. I don't. Yeah,
Again, that's like it's a Greek goal. That's funny. again, that's not guaranteed even when you sign the
Yeah.
best player in the
Mm.
world.
Exactly.
When you
Yeah.
sign up a new player, two things, either of two things need to happen, or both. It's either the team, compromises the way they play 50%, and the player compromises his what he's used to 50% to meet halfway with the team, and then he gets integrated into the team seamlessly. Or the team compromises the entirety of how they play to accommodate the player, or the player adapts to the way the team plays. And it either hasn't happened. But the other one is dangerous. Changing the way a team plays to accommodate a single player would mean building the team around a single player, and
Mm.
that's a risk. Which means when that player isn't playing, you don't have a team.
Yeah. Do you think we played around Lukaku? Because I think we tried,
We
but we
don't
couldn't.
we didn't try that actually. I think when it seemed as if we were playing around him, it was by accident. That was when he knew whether that is when at the beginning of his second stint at Chelsea, when it seemed as if the primary responsibility of our wingers, number 10s, two sixes, even defenders, was to find Lukaku in the box,
Mm.
whether subconsciously or by design, I don't know. But then we realized when he wasn't playing, we're actually more fluid in his absence. We actually created more chances in absence. Then we realized overall he's created more problems for us than he has solved.
No, I agree. I think he's done nothing good for us really. And when I look at it, I agree with the point that yeah, we haven't walked around him and all that. But when he's 100 million, I expect a bit more from him. I'm not saying like yeah, I want him to come in, and play like Messi. But as you said, I said I want him to come like a Greek god. And you said, yeah, it's a hit or miss. And unfortunately, yeah, we did miss on this. So yeah, it was unfortunate in that aspect there because I mean, yeah, like he's now a cup game player. Like he is a cup game player. So say we make. I wanted to quickly add this before we head off. Like, say we were in this game. We go to Liverpool. Would you start him in a game like Liverpool, or do you think this is his standards? These games we play a smaller team in a less uh, a serious game.
At this point, other than just to rest Kai, I wouldn't even start him in any game
Mm,
um, because I prefer a fluid attack than one with one big man that hardly gets involved in the play. Again, that's me.
yeah.
Um, I don't think he will never work at Chelsea, unfortunately. He will, every now and then, we'll see flashes of brilliance, but no. No, again, I wouldn't even start him at all. I always prefer fluidity um, over having a defined striker. That's modern football has also shown that they're no longer needed. Actually, they're, how do I phrase it? A species of players that are no longer prominent in the modern football. If you want to see it, if you want
Mm.
to phrase it that way.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a miss we talk. Hopefully, we can regain our profit somehow. But big up to Coach Hiller from Trust Perspective for jumping on and finding time for the stream. Obviously, he's going to be having his stream on Blue Morning right now. So go over the Coach Trust Perspective's channel and get ready for that. I'll pop the link in when I end the stream for his stream. So then we'll all jump over at the same time for that one. And I'll be on his stream in about 30-40 minutes when he goes live. So, Coach Hiller, appreciate you joining. And I'll see
All
you
right,
on your
brother.
channel.
All right, see you.
See you, man. Be able to Coach Chiller for making time to come and join. But Ty says here, Lukaku doesn't have a football intelligence. He was hard to have by ex players. He used to be he used to be needed to score goals and not working from deep and scoring Conte better teams situated around him. Exactly, and we attempted to do it. I remember when he first came in August, we played Arsenal. We did all right. We played around him. I remember Werner was his biggest strength because Werner would make those runs and he'll just give a cross on the floor. 1 out of 7 times it worked because Werner's crosses were so faulty, and we'll get a goal from it. So I do think Conte is a more intelligent manager at individually performing in players. Like he's doing it now with Kane. Like he rebuilt Kane a little bit. He's doing it with his midfield as well, like Benteke and the coolest. Kulisevi. I don't know what his name is. That Norwegian or Swedish guy, whatever he's doing with him. So man, for me, I think Lukaku is absolutely finished. I mean, I want to sell him as quick as possible because his wages is just too much. We have to pay 70 million as well. Hopefully, Todd Boehly comes in and fixes that up because Lukaku is causing more problems than doing good for us. I've said that multiple times. I'll wrap up the stream in about 2-3 minutes, guys. I want to get the final input. Crystal Palace versus Chelsea coming up now. This is the lineup. This is my lineup. This is what I'm saying for a lineup. I'm gonna say 2-0. I think Kepa starts. We get a clean sheet. I don't see us going to penalties. I don't want us to go to penalties. I don't want us to be stressed out about this game too much. I want us to get a nice, clean 1-2-0 game. And then focus on Arsenal because we got Arsenal straight after. Like, it doesn't stop for Chelsea. When you're a team like Chelsea, you have to be always playing these big teams, and we are. But let me just get up quickly our fixture. And are you guys happy with the lineup as well? Like, who do you want? Do you want to see Lukaku in the lineup? Because a lot of people don't. Like, we have a mixed reaction with lineups as well. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo's Penaldo's hat trick against what's his name? Norwich. It's like, oh my god. And we thought Mason Mount's goals against Norwich was bad. Look at these players. So we got Arsenal on Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and then Sunday we've got West Ham. Oh, these are perfect. Wow, these are perfect timings. People looking at like 11 p.m. Yeah, that's a good timing for me. Whoops. It's just. Oh, what happened? What the? Okay, my computer is stuffing up now. Beautiful, thank you. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the stream. Off the stream now. Anyway, it's been an hour. Let me just get Coach Hill's links so everyone can come and jump over on there. But I hope everyone did enjoy today's stream. We've got a massive game coming up. If you guys want to catch me anywhere, guys, catch me on Twitter or you see me on today. You'll see me on Trust Perspective. You'll see me on Gems. I'll be on GNA TV later, and then I'll be on Terrace after the game, and then I'll be on Worldwide Chelsea after the game, and then I'll be on Blue Lounge after the game as well. But I can't stay long after the game because it's gonna be. I'm just gonna stay up all night then. I might as well because 1 a.m. game to us till 3:30. If I'm on streams, I'll go to 5 a.m. So looking like it's pulling it all night for Chelsea. So hopefully we win, or I'm gonna be so upset because I really I can't be bothered taking another L today, guys. I want a massive win for us today. Let me pop in the link, guys. Go check out Chelsea Perspective. We're all gonna jump on his stream now. Hope everyone joined. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna see you guys possibly. I'll try to get a gal for the Arsenal preview. I'll message a gal tomorrow and I'll see if he's down. I'll get him on for the Arsenal preview or review. We'll do one of them, and I'll get another Arsenal fan. Who's the Arsenal fan you guys might like? I might get the Ludoguna as well. DG. So I'll get the Ludoguna maybe for the preview and then a gal for the review if they're down. Hope everyone enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next one. Peace out.